Well, it's still morning at 10 TV, and this time I am coming to you from Entebbe Municipality of Wakiso District, and it's not good news for the people of Kalangala and the neighboring places for the loss of their woman member of parliament, Helen Nakimuli. I know it's grief, it's a somber mood actually for the people of the islands. Quite not so fortunate to speak about this morning. For I've known Helen Nakimuli for some time, when she has always taken us as press to Kalangala to highlight some of the challenges, to also show the progressive stories that have been going on in Kalangala. But it's quite unfortunate. I personally met her about 2 weeks ago when she was traveling to the islands. She passed by Entebbe, always like she has done, to meet the press, just speak to them as a friend to the press before she proceeds to Kalangala. Quite so unfortunate, especially from the press, the people of Kalangala, and the entire friends and family to this. But of course, Helen Nakimuli will be remembered for very many things that she loved. The people of Kalangala and the good services from there, always. And the time you've always seen her in Parliament, every Friday, she would always be on the road, on the lake to go to Kalangala and speak to the people, highlight what the people require from government and all of that. But this morning, I am joined by the Assistant RDC of Kalangala, Henry Rubura, to just give us insights, to just tell us who was Helen Nakimuli to the people of Kalangala. Where does she live it at this time? She had just been elected for the second time. And where does she live, Kalangala? Henry, I know it's not a good morning, but thank you for joining me on Morning at 10 TV.
No, thank you very much.
We'll face the camera. But this time, to the people of Kalangala, in your own words, how can you describe Helen Nakimuli to the population that's watching?
First of all, good morning to the people of Kalangala and the country at large. Kalangala is first and foremost confused right now and also depressed because having a leader who was in the island district on Friday, having a function in Bugoma, and all of a sudden on Sunday at around 3 p.m. She's announced dead, is something which is so distressing. At the time we got the news and information of her demise, we all understood that any person can die, but not the circumstances that led to the death of Nakimuli, because she was full of life. Even at the time she died, each and every person believed that she is still strong enough to lead us. If you look at what happened during the campaigns and what has been happening within the district right now, Kalangala has been looking at someone, an icon who has always been there to talk about the challenges and the peculiar issues that do affect the people of Kalangala each and every time. So we are totally distressed. We even don't know what to say. We don't understand how to describe the demise of such a person at a time when another leader just died about 5 months ago.
Yes. She had just been elected for the second time in the office, Parliament, all of this. I don't know what her legislation was in the past that people entrusted her for the second time. Where does this leave Kalangala?
See, let me talk about the background of Nakimuli. Nakimuli, after studying from very good schools, Aled of Good Counsel in Gayaza, she chose to go back to Kalangala.
And Makerere as well.
Yeah, and Makerere University as well. She chose to go back to Kalangala, where she worked as a community development officer. Started off in Webeke sub-county, in an area close to the Tanzanian and Kenyan borders. No person, after attending all those degrees and the way she looked, no one would expect her to get back to the island district to go and start work. From there, she went to Bufumira sub-county. And from Bufumira, she went to Mazinga sub-county. The pedagogy they were using to transfer Nakimuli from one place to another was to transfer services, because as a community development officer, your main role is to ensure that the people of Kalangala can get services. Each and every government program that comes, the first point of interaction has always been the community development officer, because she understands the community, and that was the benchmark of her being elected as a member of parliament. In 2017, as she was trying to think about the contestation of being an MP, people started fighting her, of course, like any politician who is coming into office. And that led to her transfer from one area to another. Little did people know that she was transferring services from one place to another. And I can tell you, as a person who has been close to her since 2013, she has been a tremendous leader, a very, very good leader. You would get to an area, you find the challenges. There are peculiar challenges, and some people would think of giving people money to go and do the work. She would think of doing the work and then talk to people on what else they can do.
Helen Nakimuli was a National Unity Platform member. How was her working relationship with the government and the structures that you partly represent?
I'm going to speak as, first of all, an RDC, but also as a citizen. Each and every time we face challenges, we have a group of islanders, about 15 of us, who sit down and think about which solutions we should be having for an area. And that group was started in around 2019 there, and the administrator is Helen Nakimuli. Our role and our ideas are to think about how to find solutions to the challenges we do have. At one time, we had about 51.9 billion being swindled away. Another 42 billion being taken away as dividends. Not so long ago. And our group had to sit. I invited my senior, who is the RDC, and we started looking out for ways of finding solutions. The moment we called Nakimuli, she came in, we worked together, and we found solutions. All that money was retained in Kalangala. Even up to now, that money was not used in a very negative way. Today, the people of Chamus are going to get ferries because you had to fight for that money to remain and be used very well. If you look at the roads that were being, the road network that is being developed in the islands of Kalangala, I remember you went there one time. We fought so hard to have that road network, but she fought harder. You remember from the ambulance that we had, from the water ambulance, the marine rescue centers, and even up to now, she's a person who knows that I'm in UP, but she can get to General Katumba Amara, who is not an RM, but who is a government minister, to go and ask for services. The Bukasa, the main road from Bukasa, the main road on Bukasa Island, that is Rwanabacha to Nachibanga, 17 kilometers. It was in deplorable state. It was her, together with the former MPs, Honorable Karo and Honorable Nabaiga, who went to General Katumba and asked for a road to be upgraded to where it is today.
I think in the recent times, I think about maybe 3 months ago, when General Katumba Wamala was launching a vessel which was going to Chamuswa, I think,
yes,
she stood up and said the island's population has grown. It's no longer the usual that the peanuts in terms of budget allocation should be increased. But what are those things you think she has left behind, and whoever may be, the leaders that stay behind have to really pick from her and carry them forward as a legislator?
Let me tell you, the main role of a legislator is to speak, and she has done that. That is number one. She has done exceedingly well, because the last person we had who was speaking, the way Nakimuli was speaking, was Noel Namugenyi, who told truth to power when General Sejusa was beating Amara Atuba and the rest in northern Uganda. Noel Namugenyi did that in the National Resistance Councils. Nakimuli replicated all that, and she was doing a very good job. Now, away from that, to have a community rebuild and also grow up, you must have them as one. And she was trying as much as she could to ensure that all the people of Kalangala can come together. All social causes. She would move out of her comfort zone and get to the Sese Football Club.
Okay. My producer is saying we're running out of time. I just want to give you 10 seconds to tell us what is going to happen before we get back to the studios. Just 10 seconds. What next? What is happening at the island? Because I know you are traveling as well.
I can tell you right now, we are also planning on how to respect and honor Honorable Nakimuli. We are going to have a district council seat. We're also going to have the different stakeholders come up with solutions and ways of finding a voice such as her, because right now we have no voice as Kalangala.
For time reasons, Assistant RDC for Kalangala, Henry Lubura, I want to thank you so much. I know you're grieving as well, but for making time to speak to us on Morning at 10 TV.
Thank you so much for coming to us.
It's quite not good news for the people of Kalangala Island. I also want to join them, the rest of the country, to grieve a woman that I have known who has always represented values, culture, community, and service delivery. I know a lot is going to happen in terms of burial arrangements, but it remains at heart. That's what I can say. But for time reasons, and on behalf of the entire team that has been manning Morning at 10 TV, we want to say for today, we're cutting it short from here. And we'll resume tomorrow, same time, 6:30, 9 a.m.